this is where we've reached the grand finale of this evening, as it gives me great pleasure in welcoming Outlook Business Wow Celebrity of the Evening. She started her career with her first film, Shwet Pathorer Thala, that was directed by Mr. Prabhat Roy, an eminent director of Tollywood, after which there was absolutely no looking back. She has been the reigning queen of Tollywood film industry with more than 100 films, including parallel cinema, and has worked with directors Prabhat Roy, Swapan Saha, Harana Chakraborty, Sujit Guha, Chiranjeev Chakraborty, Agnidev Chatterjee, Shiva Prasad Mukherjee, and many, many others. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome on stage National Award winner and leading Bengali actress, Rituparna Sengupta. Thank you so much for joining us. Please take your seat, and I'd like to invite Miss N Mahalakshmi to please join me on stage. Outlook Business Editor, Miss N Mahalakshmi, will be moderating the chat.
Beautiful evening so far, and even more beautiful to be sitting next to you, and it's a pleasure to do this conversation. Thank you so much for taking the time out to be with us today.
Thank you.
So yeah, okay. You want to start off?
I think it's worth the wait. Good evening, everyone. Really happy to be here because today I'm in a little bit of a haste because my own movie, which just released today, Ahare, is being premiered, and I actually just took myself out of it and joined Outlook because I feel that Outlook is worthy to come.
Thank you so much. That makes this conversation even more special because it's a special day for her.
Yes, it is. And today is my mom's birthday as well. So we were, we were all celebrating it together with my film. And of course, this women achieving so many awards. I think this is also a celebration for all womenhood. So I think I'm a part of it. I basically feel very much, very elated and happy.
Sure.
Thank you.
You've sort of created a nice niche for yourself across films and TV. Tell us, what was that point when you really thought that acting is what you wanted to pursue for the rest of your life?
That's a good question. Actually, I never thought to be an actor any point of time of my life because when I was a student, I always aspired to become a teacher, and all my essays used to have like, what you want to be? I want to become a teacher. That's the only thing I used to write. And I used to have a lot of passion about dancing. But one day in one of my dance performances, somebody saw me and, they wanted to cast me in their film. And that's how the offer came. And then I was
when
of course.
This was when you were...
That was in mid-90s, and my parents and my home was completely like very rigid and nothing to do with films. My father was in pharmaceuticals and my mom was a housewife, so absolutely nothing to do with films. So very conservative people, and they wanted me to become some IAS, IPS, some examinations to be given, but but whatever it is, that was quite a fun thing I did. I just said, okay, fine, let me try and let me do something out of fun. But then, that turned out to be one of the turning points of my life, and that movie became a huge hit, which is called Shwet Pathorer Thala. Just she mentioned about the film, and that won the national award actually that particular year. And the movie, I actually shared my screen space with Aparna Sen, a veteran like her. And that's how my journey started, and it was just a teenager girl who was like bubbling with energy. I came in the movies. And after that, there was no looking back, and I was like, filled with offers. But my father used to often turn them down, and whenever a producer's phone call used to come, my father, no, my daughter is having an exam. She's not any more interested in movies. So he used to snap the phone. I said, then after that, as destiny would have it, something triggered in me, and I was gaining
And
some sort of
what would
love.
be your reaction to your dad when he did that to you? I mean, he said,
I was like, why are you doing this? No, you have to study now. After that, you think about, after your exams, after your results, you think about it. I said, okay, fine. Then I pursued my studies as well. I was a student from Lady Brabon College, and then I went to the university. So after that, but I don't know, maybe this was my destiny, and films started happening to me. Directors started contacting me. Something happened, and then within a few years, I was noticed, and then in one or two of my films become big blockbuster, and then I started a certain amount of interest I also started having in it, and then the rest is history.
so what did you love about it the most? Was it the acting? Was it the first brush with stardom? What was it? Was it the attention and early success?
No, I won't say attention, early success, not that. Something triggered in me, some instinct, that told me that maybe this is what you are made for. You're like cut out for this, and you have to pursue your dream. You have to be hardworking in achieving what you want. Certain, I don't know, some push, some, kick started, getting in me, and then I said, okay, fine, let me actually give it a thought. Let me actually give it a serious thought that maybe I can achieve and I can be there. But I have never been tutored, or I've never been to a school, acting school. It's all about my instinct. It's about very, I'm a very instinctive actress, and I always said that I didn't go through any regime or any sort of classes. So it all happened very naturally to me. So that natural instinct actually pursued me to move on. And today, I have been doing a lot of films from different categories, like be it parallel cinema, be it middle road cinema, be it commercial. I've tried to, walk in and
Do
walk
all
out of
kinds.
those roles, and few roles are of course memorable within people's
Roles
mind.
that are really closest to your heart.
Well, I did one film in my initial stage of my life, which was called Shoshur Bari Jindabad. That's a very big commercial hit. And then I did Paromithar Ekdin, which was directed by none other than Rituparna Sen again. And that was one very beautiful journey of a woman with her mother-in-law, and how she actually took over, the emotions of a family. It's a very beautiful subject. And then I did Dohon with Rituparna Ghosh, and which actually got me the national award, and I'm very proud of it. And many, Muktodhara, Prakton recently had a huge reckoning. And recently I did Drishtikon, which is again a beautiful film. Then Raj Kahini. So many films are very close to my heart. Actually, whatever I do is close to my heart. I actually put a lot of my energy and my effort, but everything doesn't pay off. But then, of course, something has happened very beautifully in my career, and I don't have any regrets.
Sure. This is one of the most beautiful things about you, that you've seen a lot of success. You've got critical acclaim as well as commercial success. That's a really hard combination to crack. So what went behind your film choices really?
Well, of course, subject. If I am not emotionally connected to a film, I don't do it. If I don't feel that inside
But
me.
is that something you can really decide upfront?
I do actually, because whenever I'm narrated a certain subject, I actually try to feel the whole the underlying thought in it. And if it actually gives me that high, that yes, of course, I will portray something very different, something very interesting, something very interesting will be conveyed to my audience, then only I pick up that subject. Because I am not really happy with just a film, just a story, just a character, nothing like that. It has to be something special which will trigger some kind of emotional value to the people.
Sure. Again, one of the unusual things about you is pretty much at the peak of your career, you chose to get married go down that path. I mean, how did you take that call? And thereafter, how did you really prioritize and balance career with personal life?
That's a loaded question. That is my secret. Well, I think it's a difficult journey, of course. I mustn't say that this is very easy. This is not a cakewalk. It's something which actually have to be very well exercised and very well devised in your life. Otherwise, you can't do it. Maybe you have to have a little bit of discipline. Maybe you have to have a lot of balance in it. And sensitivity, of course, because the way we are actually made, we are very emotional, sometimes very berserk, sometimes not controlled, but our families are much more controlled, conservative. They need to, you have to hold it like a very matured person. So it's a very difficult task, but I have tried to make a balance because my family was also very important to me, and my marriage, my kids, my everybody, my whole in-law family, they actually make a lot of difference in my life, and they actually have supported me through a lot of odds. So I think I should respect them, because it's not so easy to handle a superstar in a family. It's difficult, because they don't come from any film background. Neither I come from a film background. So it's a very difficult combination. When I go out there and shoot till 4 a.m. in the morning and come back, it's a difficult situation. Like everybody sleeps in the house. I'm walking in stealthily like a thief, going up there, not making any noise. So they have to adjust to that kind of a life, which is very difficult. My husband's only complaint is about time, because he said that you don't spend enough time with me. You don't. So a lot of misunderstandings crop up also, like loneliness, unhappiness, family hues. It happens. But at the end of the day, you have to know how to manage it, so you have to be much more equipped and matured and much more, efficient in whatever you are doing.
Can you
So
recall
it's a difficult task, I must say.
Can you recall some of your most challenging moments?
Yes, of course, most challenging moments were when I was like about to give birth to my child. That time I had to take a lot of time off, and I was, I was like kind of called to Singapore because my husband stays there. So I said that, he said, nothing doing, you have to be off from your shootings now, you have to come there and live for some time and have the baby. So that time, I was just finishing up some of my pending assignments, because they said that if it's like a 6 months gap, then they are also in a very difficult situation. They cannot like do something, whatever they were accomplishing, it's sort of release of the film and all that. So I had to go through a lot of pain that time. I have to, though my body was not permitting, I had to go there and dub the film before I left for the US. First baby was born in the US. So that time also I was finishing a lot of pending work. So few situations are there, of course, I have faced which are not very easy. And later on also, sometimes my husband's schedule and mine don't match at all. My son studies in Singapore, so we cannot leave him alone. So somebody has to make the sacrifice. So many a times he did it. And sometimes when it's my turn, maybe that time I'm having a huge assignment, and I have to request my husband, say, please, you have to take this up this time. So, the few things, it's very difficult. It's not a very easy situation, of course. But then, if the love is there, if the adjustment is there, you have to, you stay with it.
Was there any point in time at all when you thought it was a little too much to handle and wanted to quit? And what did you tell yourself to move forward?
For my films, my profession.
Career,
yeah. Sometimes you feel exasperated. Sometimes you feel just, okay, fine, just let it go. But every morning when I wake up, I think, no, I can't do it, because I worked too hard for this. I have really given my very precious years to it, my toil, my hard work, my everything. This is I cannot. If I leave it, then I will do injustice to what I have actually believed in for so long. So I can't do it. So every morning I just feel charged. Again, I think that I'll give up. It is like a trial and error basis, and it goes on and on and on. But I couldn't muster that courage to give it up till now. But maybe I don't know in future what will happen. But life is demanding, of course. It's not easy.
Sure. Tell me, if you were to summarize your success factors in just 3 words, how would you describe it?
Well, 3 words, I must say. One is definitely positive energy, which always keeps me going. Second is I always want to face challenges, and I'm not a person who will just settle it for less. I want to face challenges. And the third is that, I'm a very emotional person, and my emotion quotient is more than anything else. So be it my family, be it my career, my emotion is the foremost thing I look for, and that is how I'm, made, and I'm going till date.
And what would be your advice to budding actors?
My advice would be, of course, don't feel discouraged, and don't leave, and don't think that you cannot do it. You have to do it, and you are an achiever. You have to feel that I will do it one day, and I will overcome. So that's the mantra, that we shall overcome, and I will overcome this situation. Some nice thing is ahead of me, waiting for me. That's what it is.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rituparna.
Thank you.
It was wonderful
Thank you
having
so
this
much.
conversation with you.
Thanks for inviting me over, and it's a beautiful chat, and I'm feeling a little charged that you have gone into questions from my heart you have asked, and I've answered it. Thank you. Sometimes you feel that you want to say so many things, but you can't. But today your questions have given me that vent to answer all the questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Outlook, for inviting me.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful conversation. I'm going to request you to please stay with me on stage and invite Mrs. Veena Naravne, President, Army Wives Welfare Association of the Army Training Command, Eastern Command, to please join us on stage as we present a token of our gratitude to Ms. Rituparna, and also as we present to her the Outlook Women of Worth Award this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it. Also like to request Mr. Indranil Roy to please join us on stage to do the honors. And we have the award on stage. Let's hear it for her once again. Thank you so much, Rituparna. Thank you very much for having this fantastic conversation with us this evening. Thank you very much to Ms. N Mahalakshmi. Thank you, Ms. Narayan. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Mr. Roy.